Hey guys, FilthyRobot here, continuing our playthrough of EU4 with the Roomba. And yeah, hopefully this episode, not all on trade, but I think that was useful. It was very helpful for me. So
Yeah, well, I think it's very helpful for our nation. We're
yeah,
making a ton
that's
more
good.
money now.
It is good.
It's great. It's really good. Okay, so we just gave this Essex province to the clergy. The unrest in Essex is now down to negative 0.4. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of one of the mercs, just to save us a little bit of money. And possibly, depending on what happens next month, I think our war exhaustion is going to come down a little bit more still. We can maybe get rid of one more. We're getting various changes and stuff to our trade disputes and CBs and stuff because we moved our capital, moved our trade node, so all the piracy and privateering and stuff is different. I'm very much looking forward to paying off our debt so we can build more ships. All right, checking unrest in Essex. It's still at 0.1. So our goal right now, hopefully, let's do this. Why don't we consider Lincolnshire is a 10 development province. It's the only province causing any separatism whatsoever, any unrest. If we didn't have unrest there, we would have no English rebellion whatsoever. And that would be really good right now, because we still have very low manpower. We'd really prefer to not have to spend any manpower or money. Like, every month we sit at full maintenance is really expensive. I'm willing to raise autonomy in this province, even though it's going to cost us. So we did it in London before because we were going to move our capital there and just get back down to 0% for free. In this case, I'm looking at it and saying, well, I'd like to trade away 2.5 development, right? 25% of 10, in favor of making this rebellion go away. So go ahead and in Lincolnshire, just raise the autonomy.
Okay.
Raising the autonomy will reduce unrest by 10. So now there's 0 unrest in that province. And now when you hover over the English separatists, we have no progress towards their uprising at all. We can wait at least a month or two. By the way, you should probably fabricate a claim on England.
Let's do that real quick.
I think it was Hampshire was probably the next best target, I think. That or Pale.
Wait, Hampshire.
Pale's not bad.
Okay, we lost some prestige, I think, right?
Had to renew a loan.
Really? Because we're at 103. What, do we miss it by 1?
Yeah.
All right, can we pay one of these loans back? Because they're bothering me. I don't want to be in debt.
Yeah, you could try. I'm gonna go ahead and just take care of some of this rebel management right now. I'm gonna pull the transports off of the fleet that's protecting. You've seen me do this before. You know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna manually like shuffle this army over to take care of the rebels in Kildare and Connaught.
Okay. Do I repay loans from the top down, right? Okay.
Yep. It automatically organizes them based on when they come due.
Okay.
And every one that you pay off is going to be a little bit less interest that we have to pay on a monthly basis. You still end up paying the full price for to like make it go away, but
the renewals are less.
It just kind of earmarks the money for repaying the loan, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
All right, so we're putting down our rebels. The English separatists they have some progress again, but only because I pulled the army off of Essex. We waited till they were down to 80%, and then now I'm gonna go take care of these other ones, and we'll come back take care of Essex.
And unfortunately, the downside of this
Ideally,
is the maintenance cost of the army, right? Okay.
Yeah, and altogether, all we really need, we need enough troops to put down 3 unrest worth of stuff, which is gonna be 12 regiments. So I'm gonna get rid of 2 more of the Merc infantry. And it's possible we won't even need that many by the time we get back to Essex. Looks like January is rolling around, so separatism's going to come down. All right.
Good.
When's the next claim on England available?
I don't even know what.
It's like,
I don't remember how to do that right now. So let's take fabricate claim is at 45, and we have. Yeah, 45. But where do we see 20?
Yeah. We have 20 in the top right.
20.
Diplomat,
okay. I remember
now. It's amazing how much. It's like every time we play, you learn 100%, and then between episodes, you forget 25%. But then every time we come back, you learned a little bit more.
It'll stick, right? And then like when I actually go get about doing a campaign of my own at some point, that will be good. More of it will stick, and I'll be probably Skyping you a billion messages. Like, what do I do here? How does this work? Oh, speaking of,
Yeah.
how's our Renaissance progression
So-
doing? I guess we could look at that. So I go click on the thing, and then I click on somewhere. Where the fuck is it? Man, I thought I could go in through the province menu for this, but it wasn't.
Yeah, you do, and then yes, you do. You click on the province, then there's the institutions button to the far right, or just press the N key to open
There
close
it is, open
institutions.
Institutions, okay. And I click on Renaissance to
Yeah.
see it.
So we're looking
Yorkshire's
for-
at 91.56%. Okay.
Yeah, growing at 1.2 per month. So very soon, within the next few months, we're going to see it spread to Yorkshire, and that might be enough. And if it's not there, once it's in Yorkshire, it's going to spread much quicker than to Lancashire, Cumbria, and Northumberland. So yeah, we're gonna see the Renaissance hit us very soon.
Okay, that's good because I want to get more military techs. I want more techs in general, but we're not paying for them right now, right?
Yeah, we don't want to pay for them yet, not while we have this huge penalty to tech. Right now we're paying 27% for not having embraced the institution. Okay, I'm sending the army back to work on the
Good.
English separatists now because they've taken care of Kildare. We don't need that fort on in London anymore because of the fact that there's barely any unrest at all. So I just turned it back off. One more month on Kleiner Card. England just told us about bronze cannons, which is code for they just took military tech 7. So they are ahead of us now on military tech by 1 level. Very dangerous. But we have a truce, so we're safe.
I was watching
Which
that
means they are the first. They're the very first nation in the game to have military tech 7, which means they're the very first nation in the game to have cannons, artillery.
Are these anti-personnel cannons or just better for sieging? Or both?
They are the only unit in the game that's allowed to attack from the back row of
That's pretty
combat.
powerful.
And they give bonuses to your ability to do sieges. Similar to how a general works with siege status bonuses. They do the same thing.
But they can attack.
Yeah, James is a loser apparently. He's got a negative
Bastard.
trait. He's a naive enthusiast. Jerk. All right, so the English separatists are now being sort of put down slowly. Let's check to see how many we need here. We don't actually need all that many. Let's get rid of another merc. And soon we are going to want to start training up some new troops, but probably not before we actually get all of our maintenance paid off,
Yeah, I
or
was
all
gonna
of
pay
our
the
loans
next
paid
debt
off.
when it showed up.
510 ducats.
Yeah, it's a
Ugh.
lot.
Yeah, it's going to
How
take a
did
little
they
while,
commerce
but we're doing a
practices
good job.
expired?
We're,
Excellent. That means we get more money.
Yeah, that was a trade
Yep.
malice,
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna
Trade
do that
efficiency.
earlier. Okay, pop up.
So last month,
Deteriorating relationships with nobility.
great. The nobles hate us
We
so
can either
much.
give them 10 influence, which puts them up to 78.6, which would gain 33% local autonomy in Sutherland. We don't. Why? How is that beneficial? That's so fucking. Isn't that 2 negatives? We give them influence and increase autonomy. Oh, it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's
and the
not
other one
exactly
is they
good.
lose 10 influence, and 7 noble regiments rise up and revolt in Sutherland.
Okay. Well, I mean, we have an army capable of fighting that. It would not be very difficult to put down, and
I
we
want
have a
to do
very
that
strong
because
general.
I want the nobility to lose influence, so we can then give them more stuff, give them more influence, but I'll get them happy again. If that makes sense. Okay.
Okay. Just got an alert that the Holy Roman Emperor has passed an imperial reform, which is really beyond the scope of our campaign. Basically, he's passing stuff that does stuff within the HRE. It's not going to affect us
All
at
right,
all.
a couple things.
Really.
Okay, cool. So I won't worry about it for a second. I have a couple pressing things. You're at full maintenance right now because we've been using this guy to suppress rebels, right? So I don't have to worry. I was going to spend money on repaying the loan right before we do a fight, but I wanted to make sure that we weren't using that, but money wasn't earmarked for anything else. And then there was something else. We just had an advisor die, didn't we? Fuck. All right.
Yeah, this is actually fine though because the available advisor is a trade efficiency advisor, and he's not normally that good. But when you do actually have trade ideas, and most of your income or a lot of your income comes from trade, he's really good.
All right,
so
I'm
we're
just going to
happy see
recruit him, right? Which means I can't pay the loan back.
the level 1
unfortunately, right now.
advisor.
That's okay.
Yep, but you shouldn't have done it before the battle anyway because reinforcement costs. Okay, go ahead and take the
Force them
negative
to
event.
accept state
Go ahead and
authority.
take it. Not yet. Wait till we're there, so we're the defender. Now take it. So because we were there and there's no fort in that province, we're the defender in defensive terrain.
Good.
So very good. And they have a general who is a 3-1 versus our amazing dude who rolled a 9 because he's awesome. And then he rolled a 1
5
because I said he was amazing. Okay, so we only lost 1,400 troops. Not a big deal.
Good.
We still have to put down the rebellion in English, in Essex, but beyond that, we are looking pretty solid. It looks like. I'm gonna wait till the troops are one more province over. We're gonna consolidate down again because we don't need these mercs anyway.
All right, I'm gonna. Okay, a couple things here. We're gonna get rid of that in just a second. Where the fuck is it? I'm looking for economy loans. Repay one loan. Okay, done.
Okay, we have an alert. We can take an idea.
I'm gonna decline support Swedish independence.
He's never gonna stop as long as we're rival to his overlord. He's always
I'm
gonna
okay
seek
doing
us
that later,
out.
but not right now. Like he's gonna have to wait.
No, not what we're paying off our loans. Plus, he was an idiot and he didn't do it when he was supposed to. Notice how we're making 10.3 ducats a month now.
All right, I'm gonna take this idea. I think right. We get +1 merchant. Yeah. All right, that's awesome.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely. And I'm gonna make sure that you get to decide where to put them.
Did we trigger the level 2 idea? 1, 2, 3. Next one. Okay. Why did the bottom bar? Because it's a progress bar in terms of diplo points. Yeah, got it.
Toward the next idea. Yes. Yep.
Oh, the next one's good too. The next one's plus 25% trade steering. That would be good.
Yeah, that's gonna be really good for us. Yes.
So I go to Y for the trade wrap mode, and we're looking at the ones coming in right there. Okay, so let me work through mentally. Oh, it's not mentally. I'm gonna do it out loud for you and the viewers here. So I don't care about the Lubeck one because the Lubeck's only one to go to is to us. The North Sea we have taken care of already. The inland one here in Champagne is being directed directly to us, and we have that being steered. And then we're steering one further back from the Rhineland into Champagne because that will eventually get redirected into the English Channel. So I want to go one further back again, and my bet is I want to go for one of the larger ones, the larger nodes, to do that with. So, all right. So if I go to F1 and then I go to trade, and then I sort by trade nodes by their value. And, okay, so what I'm looking for is big trade nodes that are like one away from where I guess I could backtrack to. I could maybe do this by looking. So let's take a look at the Champagne one, for example. Anything goes into Champagne? Yeah, Bordeaux does, but that was what we were doing before. It's kind of and Bordeaux doesn't have a lot of overall value. Yeah, 2.12 is pretty small, right?
Right, and because it only has the one output, there's really no reason to steer there.
That's right. So, all right, I can't see anyone's. I guess I'm just manually backtracking. Oh my god, that I was following the one back from the White Sea. That's so far away. Can we? And we can't reach it because it's checkered.
Yep, White Sea's out of range. Plus, White Sea only steers in one direction, so we're already applying 27% of our trade power. That's why there's 0.93 ducats coming out of the White Sea.
And I just found Venice. That's the one that everything defaults into, and everything defaults into Genoa with no X going. Oh man, okay, I'm struggling to find where we'd want to bring it from. There's not a lot that we can do around here.
Okay, you were on the right track. You were almost there. Okay, so you were going from Champagne, and then you noticed that we were steering from Champagne, going one level back into the inland area to the Rhineland. Look at the things that come into the Rhineland. That's what you should be considering right now. There are only two, and make the decision out of those two which one you think is better to steer.
The little arrows are not all that easy to see. So this one is coming from...
Okay, let me... to make it further complicated, let me trick... Okay, click on the Rhineland. While you have the Rhineland trade node interface open, there's little tabs at the top of the screen. The ones on the left are the ones that come from it. The ones on the right are the ones that it goes to.
So there's only wine and Saxony.
So if you don't want to...
Okay,
exactly.
Can I see, if I click on Saxony, does it bring me there? Okay, it does, and does it tell me the total in here? Incoming, outgoing total 3.06. All right, so let's go back to Rhineland and look at wine, and that total is 5.43. Okay, so that's going to be the one we take out of those. Except, let's take a look. There's only one, oh, fucking hell. All right, there's only one, no there isn't. There's multiple outputs out of wine. So it does make sense to steer. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to put it there. Is that reasonable?
Yep, that'd be exactly where I'd put it. It'll automatically appoint it to the right one, the better of the three. But I still usually like to check it just to make sure that the game isn't being stupid.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's just wait 13 days till he gets there and see which one
what's
he
that total
decided to steer
value
from.
of like steering two back like this? Is it? And, oh, this is one of the questions I was asking earlier, and I don't think I managed to articulate it well. Does that get hit when we steer two trade nodes back like that? Is it being hit with percentage modifiers twice? In other words, is it like less efficient to steer further back?
No, if anything, it's more efficient because every time trade gets steered out of a node, okay, go to the Wien node. Yeah. I've been told it's pronounced Wien, like Vienna. Anyway, so you're looking at the 2.87 going out of the Wien node. Okay, hover over the very first flag beneath where it says 2.87. You see that the Palatinate is applying 37.32 trade power in this direction. And there's Switzerland, and there's that one. Now, if you hover over the 2.87 itself, it says more numbers, but then it says like Aachen increases outgoing value by 5%. Baden increases outgoing value by 2.5%. The more nations steer trade in one direction, the more multiplicative modifiers get added to the actual value, and trade gets increased the further it gets sent. So if you can create a huge long trade node from like Asia to the English Channel, you're going to get lots and lots of multiplicative bonuses to your trade value, which is how you can get stupendous income from trade. So no, you do not lose value by steering further back. And one of the main reasons why we're doing this is that we want to make sure that this money, again, we want it to go toward us. We don't want it to go towards Venice. We don't want it to go towards Lubeck. We want it to go towards, generally speaking, we want it to go towards the node where we have the most power. In Rhineland, we have 10%. In Saxony, we have 0%. And in Vienna, we have 0%. So clearly we want it to go to Rhineland. From Rhineland, if you look at it, its outputs, we've got 13% control in Champagne, which is good. We've got 1% control in Lubeck, so we want to go towards Champagne. And then from Champagne, obviously, we want to go towards our capital. So it's a pretty simple system, but understanding all this stuff on the screen can be confusing the first time around. Okay, so he's there. Our last month's trade income was 8.72. Let's wait a couple days and see what it goes up to. Now it is 9.07. So that guy on his own made us 0.3 ducats a month. Which doesn't seem like a huge amount, but hey, that's still, it's like 2% more money. Which is going to get bigger and bigger the stronger our trade power gets in this node, which as soon as we pay off our loans and we get more boats and we get our autonomy down and other stuff, we're going to be looking pretty solid.
All right. Okay, nobility influence is super low now.
Okay, we are losing our claims on Norway. We fabricated them so long ago, they've actually expired.
Okay.
They only last 25 years.
England just got, we forgot to fabricate again with England.
Yeah, and then we got kicked out. We got to wait 3 months so we can start spying on them again. Okay. So what are we looking for right now? We want to keep paying off loans,
we want to influence. I think we want to interact with the nobility in some way. Because they are now down to 38% influence.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think now's a good time to consider giving them 15% of the land.
So we can start getting them less pissy about life and go back to exploiting them.
Okay. So great example of a province we could give them would be Lincolnshire. It's got one of the highest autonomies that we have. It's 60%. We just raised autonomy there to make the rebellion go away. However, it's not really ideal. It's a 442. It's mostly administrative and diplomatic.
They want military.
So you got lots of. Yeah, so we would like to give them provinces that have higher manpower, but they don't. You're not usually going to find provinces that have more manpower than other stuff. So I would just give them provinces that have.
Sure. Oh, but I got to look. So. Fuck. I'm finding this goddamn map mode to figure out which one's which. So if I click on estates and then I click on nobility. No, it's not. It's through the build one. Build estates nobility. Then I can see the color coding, right? Okay, and the color coding for nobility is red. Color coding for the burghers, I don't know actually how.
Blue.
It's bluish, the purple, purplish. And the clergy is the yellow. And so the green is not given.
Unassigned, yeah.
All right. So of those unassigned ones, we're looking for what is the red? No, okay, province's capital can't give it that way. What's the yellow? Yellow was nobility. Clergy. Yeah. Clergy. Okay. So it's the green ones we need to choose from, and we're looking for. No. Don't just give it to them. Oh man, I need this map mode to be open simultaneously while letting me interact with provinces, and it doesn't let me do that. Damn.
What is it that you? I guess
it does show me the numbers. I wanted. Okay, it does show me when that map mode's open. I wanted to see the relative breakdown of the development, too. Yeah.
Yep, you've got that, and then you've also got the autonomy. You got everything you need to consider.
It depends how much we want to give them, I suppose. I mean, I'm looking at these. Inverness looks pretty good. It has higher military relative to anything else.
Okay, but there's something to consider there. Inverness has 0% autonomy.
So that's the autonomy number at the bottom. Got it.
Yeah, you'd be losing autonomy by giving it to them, because then The manpower number would stay good, but we would lose 25% of the diplo and the administrative, the base tax and base production. You want to look to provinces that already have 25% or more
Okay,
autonomy.
so that narrows it down to the 3 down here. So, all right, let me take a look for a second. The burghers are at 62 influence, and when did their influence go down again? Granted monopolies last until the 28th of 1484. It's 6 years away. It's quite a while, and lasts until 1502. So it's gonna be a while before they go down. But it kind of would be nice to give them. It would kind of be nice to get that 60.3 down, right? For gold.
Yeah, I would just give them. I would give them that one. It's not. I mean, you're never going to find a province that's usually going to have more manpower than it does the other things. So I would just give that one because it's the one with the highest autonomy.
Well, I was thinking of giving that to the burghers.
If you give that to the burghers, then that doesn't solve our problem, which is making the nobility.
Well, I was going to give other stuff to the nobility as well.
How are you going to get 15% of our territory to give to the nobility if you keep giving it to the burghers?
Didn't we want the burghers to be better?
We wouldn't mind, but they're already doing their job. They're at 62%, right, which is where we get the maximum.
I can buy that kind of logic. My suspicion was that I mean, if it brings it down, I was figuring we'd want to give as many of those as way as possible. I guess we don't want to up their influence too much, but okay, I'm fine with that. If you think that's the way to go.
If Lincolnshire had an estuary that gave that province more trade power, I would consider giving it to the burghers, because that would reduce the trade power penalty in that province, giving the estuary full value. But because it's just a province, it's just a 10 development province, I don't really care to give it to the burghers.
Okay.
So, giving that to the nobility will give them 4% of the land. So they'll be at 6.4. We need to get them to 15.
Where does it say that?
To make them happy. While hovering
over
I see
the number it gives them. Where does it say we need 15? Oh, if I hover over the actual land portion, it says they want to have 15%. Okay, so we're gonna have to give them a couple anyways then. So all right, one for you.
Yes.
Looking at them again, of the 25% ones, does either of it matter? 122 or 355? I guess we're gonna probably have to give them both anyways, honestly, because that's only gonna be 10.
Both. I only see.
Oh, because
I only see one. What are you talking about?
Is already. Okay, never mind, because it's already given. Yeah.
So you gotta give them Lancashire, because it's the only one that's not assigned yet. And now I'm going to just help you out on this because it's going to take... Okay. The very first land that we conquered, Tyrone and Sligo, we gave to the clergy, not specifically because the clergy were like the best, but because we wanted to get the unrest down. Now, the clergy have tons of land. You remember last episode we talked about how they had so much territory that they couldn't get any more influence from territory? They're currently loyal enough. They have too much land anyway. What we're going to do is we're going to revoke Tyrone and Sligo from the clergy and give it to the
some
nobility.
Of the numbers yellow, red, or orange when it's the development numbers? So like if I look at Kildare, it's red. The 4 in the middle is red for whatever the center of the 3 is. I see it's. Why is that?
Because that province has some sort of production efficiency malice. In this case, it's the autonomy. But so go ahead, and while you have the nobility selected, just click on the provinces of Tyrone and Sligo, and that's going to ask you if you want to revoke it from the clergy. Okay. Revoke it from both of our first conquests, and now you can see the actual hidden autonomy number, the number I complained about before. It said 25 because that's the floor. We didn't know what the real number was. The real number was apparently 22.1 and 22.8. Impossible to know what the actual number was until you revoke it. So it's still high enough that this is an ideal province versus, say, one of the provinces in northern Scotland. And we need to give them something. Looks like if we give them Tyrone, now they don't give them the other one.
Because that's now I just wanted to give them 15. That was the only one that would do it. Okay.
Exactly. Now we're good. Now they're happy. They're still disloyal, so they're not happy. They're not happy. But now they can start trending towards 50.
So we're gonna have to wait a little bit before we can push them around. But that's good. Get rid of some of those malices. Okay.
Yeah. And if you really wanted to, you could call a diet right now to bring back their loyalty by 15, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. As long as they're starting to work towards 50, they'll be happy eventually.
I don't want to give them loyalty, rather, it's not that I don't want to give them loyalty, I don't want to give them influence right now.
Yeah, well, you saw how close we got to that disaster, so. Okay, so we got some English separatists, we got 3 diplomats to work on, and we kind of need to take a break.
All right, see you guys soon.